We're going to do an example with cross products. Previously, we did the between method. And between method, we looked across to see if there was an easy multiplier, because it's quick. And 37 and 17, no, you can't multiply 17 by anything and get 37. Both those numbers are prime. That's not going to work. We looked at the within method. The within method, we looked within the ratio to see if we could just multiply or divide by something. And 14 to 37. Now, we're not going to get anything that way either. 14 times 2 is 28. 14 times 3 is 42. I can't get 37. So this isn't going to work. And this isn't going to work. And when the two quick ways aren't going to work, then we are stuck with cross products. So sad. So when using cross products, we are going to multiply numerator on the left with denominator on the right. Denominator on the left, numerator on the right. And the way that's written algebraically is like this. So if you have the two fractions, a over b equals c over d, so if, then cross multiplying, you get AD equals BC, or you can write it the other way around, BC equals AD. And you can do it either way depending on what's more convenient for the particular problem you're working on. So for this one we're going to do right now, we're going to do BC first because it's got the variable in it. And you guys tend to like having the variable on the left. So that's 37 times x, which is 37x. Now for the other two, which would have been AD in the algebraic example. You see that one I can't seem to draw as well. I wonder why that is. There we go. That's 14 times 7. Who sees my mistake? Transcription error, that's 17, not 7. See, if we were having class right now, someone would be getting a sticker for seeing my mistake. All right, so 37x is just going to stay 37x for the next step. No way to simplify that right now. But 14 times 17, we need to multiply that. If I'm doing multiplication in my head, this is how I'm doing it. I'm going to take the 10 I multiply it by 17, get 170. Then take the 4 and multiply it by 10 from the 17 and get 40. And then take the 4 and multiply it times 7 and get 28. It's like, okay, 170 and 40 is 210, plus 28 is 238. No joke, that's how I multiply in my head. And I'm showing what's going on in my head on the little board here. You guys are always wanting to know how I'm doing this in my head. That's how. It's nothing like how you do multiplication when you're writing it out on paper. But that's how I do it. So 37x equals 238. Since we're talking about strategies to solve proportions, this is strategy for mental math. Okay, so now we're left with 37x equals 238. That is a one-step equation. And you have done hundreds of these. To solve an equation, we're trying to find the value of the variable that makes the equation true. Now we could just, start guessing numbers. It's like, what value of x would make this work? And yeah, well, that's the long, hard way to do it. Not to mention, we probably wouldn't guess right. We could estimate, well, 37 is about 40, and 238 is about 240. That would be, about 6. Because that's really easy to divide, right? $240 divided by 40, that goes in easy. 4 goes into 24 6 times. And we're done, just like that. And the answer would be 6. It's at the end, not in the middle. Lo siento, because it's 40, not 4. So we know our answer is going to be about 6. All right. Well, that gives us a place to start. I love estimating. It really helps. 6 times 7, 42. 6 times 3, 18, plus 4, 22. And I have 16 left over. Well, I could just leave it like that. 6 and 16/37. That would be a good answer. Because the denominator, as we talked about earlier, 37 is prime, you're not going to be able to reduce the fraction. It's just not going to happen. Which also means if I just wanted to leave it as most reduced improper fraction, I could have just left it as 238 divided by 37. Also a legitimate answer. Now because I'm giving you a calculator for the cross products one, and I have the calculator ready. Look, 238 divided by 37. It is a long, long, scary, infinitely repeating decimal. Zooming it in there. I mean, look at that thing. And we wouldn't write it like that probably, would we? We would probably, well, I know this is what I would do. You look at it and you will see that the 432, the whole thing, 432, repeats over and over and over again. 432, then 432 again, then 432 again, and it's just going to keep going on like that forever. Yeek. So how you write that is 432 with a bar over it. But if you're thinking about the easiest way to put this in as an answer, like into go formative or an EOG or something, I would probably go with this middle guy. Not to mention, he's the least amount of work. You just say divide by 37 on both sides. And there he is. But remember, if between or within works, do that. Look at all of this. Between and within go like that. And that's why we learn more than one strategy.